Tech for Seniors, June 22nd, episode 13. Wow. Now, this morning when I was listening to Leo Laporte's podcast, Leo Laporte is a national radio broadcaster. He's at 1,705 episodes. We're at 13. What do you think, you guys? Are we going to be able to do it? So my co-host, Hewie, where's Hewie? Give a wave.
I'm here.
Hewie's here. And Bob, where are you? Bob, can you give a wave? Bob G, there you go. And Dewey's going to be talking today. Dewey, can you give us a wave? There he is. Give us a wave. All right, great. Welcome. How's everyone? I hope you had a great week and a great Father's Day. I know I had a great Father's Day and lots of food, and it's been a great week. I'm going to share my screen now, and I wanted just to go over a few things with everybody. Now, one of the things that I did this week that was so great was I did a lot of tech support. And I wanted just to talk to everybody about tech support and how you can help people who are having computer problems with Zoom. And about 80% of you use Zoom, so you use this a lot. And one of the things that you can do is simply share your screen. And if you share a screen, you can be helping one other person, and you share that screen with them, they can often show you what the problem is. The other thing you can do is you can record it. And even this is all available on the free version, and you can record it on your local computer. Now you should ask permission and be careful there's no personal data on there, but you can certainly share they can share their screen, you can record the problem. And in one of the cases this week, I got to go and talk to Michael Daniels about it, play the recording back. And so Zoom is a really good tool to help with that. And you would have to, there's a couple of settings you have to do. And one of them is this setting here. And we want to make sure that you allow a co-host to share the screen. Now, the other thing you can do, where did we go here, is you can also do remote support. In other words, you can actually set it up so that you can actually take over the other person's computer and actually control a computer remotely. And that's very easy, and that's a Zoom setting in that you can turn on. The only thing I'm not sure about it, and nobody seems to know, is if that's available only in the paid version or not, and I'm not sure. So some very simple things that you can do to help people with their computer problems. And I'm sure there's a lot of knowledge in the group that we have, so that's an easy thing for you to do, is use Zoom to help with that. So there's been a few articles this week that have come out, and I thought we would go over some of them. The first article was the one in which Google removed 106 malicious Chrome extensions. So Bob and I were talking about this earlier, and it's really important that you that you be careful with Chrome extensions that you have or you download and use, because sometimes these can be nasty. And so look at reviews and pay attention to them, and just don't download too many of them. The other one was, the other article I wanted to just touch bases on is Mozilla is, of course, launching its new standalone VPN service. So if you are into VPNs, this is going to be about $4.99 a month, and they're just still launching that, and that's launching it right now. The other thing is at 10 o'clock, the other interesting article that came out this morning was US households will have an average of 20 connected devices by the year 2025. So I beat that. I got a lot more connected devices than that, but I'm sure he does and Bob does, but the average will be in 2025, there will be 20 connected devices. And for all you Apple lovers, I know you'll want our meeting to finish exactly at 10 o'clock this morning, because you're going to be racing over to apple.com, and you will be able to see Tim Cook give his keynote address and release all the new Apple products this week. And that will be over at apple.com. You can go there and stream along. All right, I think we're up for Bob. Bob, I'll share my screen and you can do your security talk.
One comment, Ron.
Yeah.
That one screen about the devices connected will be around 20. You need to have the router capacity to handle that. Not all routers will do that. Most of them are limited to 10 or 15 at the most. And some of the newer mesh routers will handle up to 25 or more. I'm currently running 22 myself.
Thanks, Val.
Here is the Security News Roundup for the week ending June 19th, 2020. This week, security researchers found that a core software component in hundreds of millions of IoT devices has 19 hackable vulnerabilities in its code. The buggy code, whose actual function is to enable the devices to connect with the network or the internet, is added early in the manufacturing supply chain, which results in a ripple effect that amplifies the flaws as more components are added to the device. The collection of flaws was named Ripple 20 since it was discovered in 2020. Attackers who correctly exploited the bugs can seize full control of the targeted device. The flawed software was developed by a small Ohio company, but it can be found in products released by HP, Intel, Caterpillar, and Schneider Electric, among many others. Even though the original software maker has fixed its vulnerabilities, it still depends on the different device manufacturers to make the updates available to its customers, and then users have to update their devices, as long as there is actually an update option available in that device. This again points out the importance of always staying up to date. Omni was designed to help protect you against vulnerabilities in IoT devices. Tate Towers manufacturing data breach. This data breach compromised sensitive information of Tate personnel. Tate Towers Manufacturing provides equipment, rigging, and lighting for concerts and other live events. The enterprise stated in its notice that an unauthorized user infiltrated company servers in February and continued to siphon employee information until the breach was detected on April 6th. The information at risk included names, addresses, email, birth dates, social security numbers, and financial account numbers. Tate said it has already addressed the security issue involved in this incident, and it is implementing additional safeguards. Clary's data breach. Jewelry and accessory store Clary's, which temporarily closed thousands of locations around the world due to the COVID-19 crisis, had its website compromised by attackers who injected malware that steals customers' payment information. In a statement to Bleeping Computers, the company said that it alerted authorities and removed the malicious code from its website. We are working diligently to determine the transactions that were involved so that we can notify those individuals. The company wrote, according to researchers, the card skimming malware was active on the site between April 30th and June 13th. If you've had any transactions with this company, make sure you check your statements carefully. Foodora data breach. Berlin-based multinational meal delivery brand Foodora has confirmed a data breach that exposed the account details to 727,000 customers across 14 countries, according to InfoSecurity. Customer names, addresses, phone numbers, and hashed passwords were exposed. Foodora parent company Delivery Hero stated that the breach information dates back to 2016 and that it is taking steps to investigate investigate what caused it. Qbot targets online banking customers. Cyber criminals have updated a 12-year-old banking Trojan called Qbot with new features, and it is currently being used in a campaign targeting 36 financial institutions in the U.S. The Trojan has worm capabilities and the ability to steal a user's banking credentials and financial data. It also functions as a keylogger, backdoor creator, and additional malware dropper. Among the banks targeted are JP Morgan, Citibank, Bank of America, Capital One, and Wells Fargo. The main vector of delivery is via browser redirect. Black Lives Matter scam. In a phishing attack caught by cybersecurity outfit Abuse CH, spam emails are going out with the subject line, "Vote anonymous about Black Lives Matter." There's not much in the content of the email, just the statement, "Leave a review confidentially about Black Lives Matter." It's hardly the most sophisticated attack, but just about mysterious enough to catch out at least some folks interested in the movement. If any curious party clicks on the attached file, it ends up installing a dangerous Microsoft Windows malware known as TrickBot. Stay away from unknown emails. And if you didn't expect it, trash it. That's enough bad news for 1 week. Stay safe. See you next week.
I don't want to go outside. All right, Hewie, you're up.
All right, let me share my screen. And last week I talked about Starlink. I figured, well, that report would be enough. I got enough information for 3 or 4 more editions of the Starlink report. So let's do with the one for today.
The Starlink report.
What is it?
The Starlink report.
This is the Starlink report for June 22nd, 2020. I'm Hewie Poplock. SpaceX is applying to provide high-speed internet services to Canadians living in the remote area by beaming it to them via the company's network of satellites, according to Joe Skipper of Reuters News. The Elon Musk company applied with Canada's telecom regulator, the Canadian Radio, Television and Telecommunications Commission, or CRTC, for what's known as Basic International Telecommunication Services, or BITS, a license for it. That's a requirement for any company that wants to offer what the CRTC calls telecommunications traffic between Canada and any other country. Getting a BITS license could mean that they may try to offer more services later. For now, their focus is on high-speed internet beamed directly into rural homes and businesses via the company's existing network of so-called near-Earth satellites. Starlink is planning to offer the high-speed internet services in Canada and the U.S. later this year before rapidly expanding to near global coverage of the populated world by 2021, the company says on its website. CRTC data suggests that as many as 40% of Canadians who don't live in major urban areas do not have access to high-speed internet, and what is available is often prohibitively expensive. For those of us in the U.S., thanks to the latest launch, SpaceX now has over 500 internet satellites in orbit. With this advance, the company is now inviting people to apply to become Starlink beta testers. The June 13th launch placed 58 Starlink satellites into space, giving us 540 Starlink satellites in orbit. Elon Musk states that SpaceX needs about 400 Starlink satellites to provide minor coverage and 800 for moderate coverage. The initial Starlink mega constellation will have 12,000 satellites, but that's far from the end. In late May, SpaceX applied to the FCC to launch as many as 30,000 Starlink satellites. If you're accepted for the beta, you can expect to get a user terminal with a flat disk antenna which measures 0.48 meters in diameter. Musk describes these as looking like a little UFO on a stick. Your terminal's antenna will self-direct itself for the best satellite signals. And 0.48 meters, for those of us who don't think in terms of meters, that's a little bit less than 19 inches. It's very important that you don't need a specialist to install it, Musk said, according to Ars Technica. There's just 2 instructions, and they can be done in either order. Point at the sky, plug in. By late summer or early fall, there may well be about 800 satellites ready to deliver broadband internet to Americans living in the northern contiguous states. It's not known how far south the initial beta coverage area extends, and I'm sure Florida probably will not be included in that beta. Starlink will offer speeds of up to a gigabit per second at latencies from 25 milliseconds to 35 milliseconds. HughesNet, the grandpa of satellite internet, offers download speeds of up to 25 megabits per second and upload speeds to 3 megabits per second. Upload speeds most likely will be far slower than its 1 gigabit per second download speed is what is predicted for the Starlink. It probably won't be able to do too much better than a geostationary satellite's 3 megabits up. Still, that's a usable speed. The term latency refers to any of the several kinds of delays typically incurred in the processing of network data. A low latency network connection experiences small delay times, while a high latency connection experiences long delays. Latency, SpaceX 15 milliseconds to 25 milliseconds, the HughesNet over 500 milliseconds. That's about a half a second in people time. The Good Earth bound broadband gives you latency of about 8 milliseconds to 20 milliseconds. So you should be able to run video conferencing and play high-end video games using Starlink. More recently, Musk tweeted, initially you can expect around 20 milliseconds. It's designed to run real-time competitive video games. Version 2, which is at a lower altitude, could be as low as 8 millisecond latency. If all goes well with the beta, Musk has said Starlink will cost about $80 per month. It won't be available everywhere, though, at first. The U.S. and Canada will get the service first. Eventually, it will go global. But, this is a big but. If you live in cities or suburbs where you can get 100 megabits internet service, odds are you may not be eligible for Starlink. As SpaceX tweeted, Starlink's goal will deliver high-speed broadband internet to locations where access has been unreliable, expensive, or completely unavailable. The internet has dramatically reshaped human civilization, and access to it is considered by many to be a basic human right. Still, only a little bit more than half of the global population has internet access, with poorer and rural communities particularly impacted by this digital divide. Having internet accessibility can improve everything from entertainment to work to education and healthcare. But 41.3% of the world doesn't have access to the internet at all. And that's where SpaceX comes in with Starlink, which is getting very close to launching their service. And on Tuesday, June 23rd, SpaceX will launch the 10th batch of 60 satellites for SpaceX's Starlink broadband network. 2 Earth observation microsatellites will launch as rideshare payloads on this mission. The launch window is set for 5:58 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, that's this coming Tuesday, June 23rd. And that is
The Starlink Report. The Starlink Report.
And that is the Starlink report.
Thank you. Thank you, Hewie. That was great. I can hardly wait to sign up. It'll be really quite interesting. All right. I want to share my screen. And we'll share computer sound. And we're going to come over here to Tech for Seniors. All right. So what I wanted to talk about today was I wanted to talk about how to find Tech for Seniors past episodes. And in doing so, in creating this video, it'll show you a little bit about how YouTube works and how searches work for YouTube and for Chrome Google searches. So anyway, let's have a look at this and see where we go. It's Ron Brown, Tech for Seniors. You know, one of the most common questions we get asked are how do we find old issues of Tech for Seniors? All 12 issues we've made so far have been placed on YouTube, and you can reference those as you wish. But many of you can't find them, and so today this video is going to go over 5 ways in which you can find Tech for Seniors episodes. Let me show you the first and easiest way to find these past episodes. That is to go to our club website, silvercomctc.com. Let's see how to do that. We'll type in www.silvercomctc.com. Now let's go to our website. This will take you to our home page. And you'll see, as you scroll down here, you'll see the picture Tech for Seniors. You'll see below there, you'll see a link that says past episodes of Tech for Seniors. Click on this, and this will bring up all the past editions. And here they all are, the past editions. Currently we have 12, and as I add more, they will automatically be added to this list. So in summary, the first and easiest way for you to find past editions is to simply go to silvercom, silvercom, ctc.com, and you'll be able to carry the links, to find the links and bring up the episodes. Now, the second way to find our past episodes is to simply bookmark the site that we've brought up. So let's look at this now. We've gone to our Silvercom website. We've brought up the list here, but what have we really done? This list here that you see is a playlist, and we'll talk a little bit later about the playlist, but all you need to do is bookmark this. So let's come along over here to this little dot. There's this little star at the end here, and we're going to click on this, and this is going to allow us to bookmark this website. This is just a website, and we can bookmark it. I'm going to put it in a folder called Production, and there it's done. Now I have a I have a bar here called the bookmark bar, and it is on my screen. I have a folder called Production. If I click on this, we'll come down and we will see right down here, we will see Tech for Seniors. So this is a very easy way for you now to bookmark this website, and you'll be able to go back to it as often as you want. And as new episodes of Tech for Seniors are created, they will automatically be added to this. Now, the third way in which you could find past episodes of Tech for Seniors is to do a YouTube search. Should be pretty easy, shouldn't it? Well, let's talk a little bit about that. So first of all, you have to get to YouTube. I'm going to show you how to do that. The easiest way, probably if you've never been there before, is just to follow along your Chrome browser here to the right, and you'll see this little 9-dot menu here. Click on this, and you will find the YouTube button here. So let's just click on the YouTube button, and that's going to take us to YouTube. All right. Now, this is the YouTube menu. Now, I'm a big creator of YouTube. I spend a lot of time on YouTube, so your screen isn't going to look like this. Yours will probably be very basic if you have never been here before. However, this is sort of how it looks, and you'll see that there's a bunch of sites here on my screen, and there's, of course, a menu bar down the left-hand side. But if it's your first time here, there won't be very much. So the first thing you probably are going to do is you're going to do a search, and you're going to type in Tech for Seniors. So let's just do that. So you're going to type in Tech for Seniors, and you're going to do a search. Now, in my case, because I am on the site all the time, it knows that I frequently go to Tech for Seniors. But in your case, if it's the first time you're doing a search, Tech for Seniors, in YouTube, most likely you won't find any of the episodes. And let me explain why that is so. Let's talk about YouTube and searching. Many of you know that the most common search engine used today is Google. So I don't think there would be any doubt about that in everybody's minds. If I asked you what is the most common search engine, you would say Google, and you would be right. If I asked you what the second most common search engine used today, most of you probably wouldn't get it, but the search engine that is the second most common in the world is actually YouTube. YouTube is an amazing tool for searching. But let me tell you about how Google searches and YouTube searches actually work. Now, the reason I spend a lot of time at this is because I'm a YouTube creator. I create a lot of YouTube content. When I spend time making my videos, I want them to be seen by lots of people. Now, in order to do that, I have some very sophisticated and advanced programs that I've purchased that actually do analytics of my videos to help me produce them in a way that it will get some very advanced search options with YouTube. So that is probably why you would not find Tech for Seniors in the search engine, because in order for Tech for Seniors to come up, it would have to be ranked up in the top 10 or 15 sites for that search. And the problem is, well, Tech for Seniors is important for you. Tech for Seniors is certainly important for our group. Tech for Seniors likely is not going to have a wide appeal for all of Google's customers. So while it's important, it's not going to get ranked very high on the search engine. So that is why when you search for Tech for Seniors, it's not likely you're going to find it. But there are some things you can do to make your searching better, and that's what I'm going to talk about today, and things that you can do to improve your searching on YouTube. The first thing you can do to increase your search results is click the like button here. And if you click this and it says I like this, and it brings up a little blue hand now. This does two things. First, it indicates to YouTube that you like this video, and it will help you find more similar videos as well as this video when you return. Second thing that happens when you click the like is that it improves the search ranking of the video. The more likes you get, the higher up in the search ranking it will go. Now, the second thing that you can do is you can subscribe. And if you look at the page here, you'll see that there is a red button here called subscribe. I'm going to click on this and subscribe to Hewie's channel. Now, what does subscribing mean? What does it do? Well, I'm going to show you in a minute exactly what it does, but you're not subscribing to anything. You're not going to get junk email. You're not going to get any spam. You're not going to get anything like that. It's not like you're subscribing to anything in email. All of this does is it puts your this channel in your subscription list, and I'll show you that in a minute. So we'll look at the bell here on the right hand side, and when we say ring the bell, that's what we mean. Is if you click on this little button here, this bell, it brings up another menu, and you can say all or none. If you say all, then what is going to happen, you're going to get an email and you're going to get a notification of when a new video has been produced by the creator on this channel. So in this example, any new videos that Hewie produced, I would get an email and a notification that in fact that there has been a new video produced. And that might be something you want to do with Tech for Seniors. That would be my channel, and you would get any videos that I've produced, or any and particularly with Tech for Seniors, and you would get an email and a notification that that is the video has been produced. And that is what we mean when we say ring the bell. Now let's go back to our subscriptions, and let's come up to this little three-dot menu on the left-hand side. We're going to click this, and in the menu here you're going to see subscriptions, and these are all the subscriptions of channels that I've subscribed to. So let's click on this, and this will bring up all the channels that I have subscribed to right here. Now, the fourth way that you could try to find Tech for Seniors is to do a Google search. So let's just do a Google search. And I brought up we're in Chrome now, and I brought up on the screen, and let's just type in Tech for Seniors, which I have done right here, and let's do a search for Tech for Seniors. And as you see, you won't find it. There's no way in a Google search that you will find it, and that is because of the ranking is very, very, very low for this production. So it's not going to come up on a Google search. So YouTube videos do come up on searches, but they have to be ranked fairly high in order for them to come up. So that's not a very good way. Now, the fifth way that you can save these videos is by the link directly to the video. What I showed you earlier are the playlists. This is a list that I've made up called Tech for Seniors, and it contains the list of all the videos. If I accidentally deleted that list or moved it, it may take the link away, so the searches that you would do wouldn't find it. But the video is still there, and each video has its own unique website. And I want to show you that today because you can also bookmark them this way. So if you see Tech for Seniors, you'll see it on the screen here. If you come down, and you'll see a little button here that says Share. If you click on this, this brings up a URL, which is the website for this particular video. And so it is brought up now. You'll see this is the website for this specific video. So if I wanted to save that, I can copy this. We'll copy it now. And if I come up, let's come up, open a new tab up, and let's just paste that in to into the Chrome search engine here and see what happens. And there we have our video. So that's not the same link that was shown in step 1 or 2. That link was the playlist. So this is the direct link right to that video that you can copy and save or bookmark, and that will take you right back to that specific video rather than using a playlist. So I hope this has been helpful. I do understand that there's been some confusion and people do want to look at past episodes. So that is the way in which you can easily find the past episodes of Tech for Seniors. Thanks for watching the video. All right. I'm going to hold off on questions because I want to get right into Hewie's video. I'm going to unshare my screen because we're going to, Hewie has sort of got a follow-up video to this on playlists. Take her away.
All right. Ron sparked my interest in a YouTube playlist, and I just had no clue on how to create one. So I figured out how to do it, and I said, well, you know what? Probably the rest of you would like to know too. So here is what I did. Today we're going to create a YouTube playlist. In order to do so, you need to have, number 1, a Google account, and number 2, you need to have a channel for YouTube in that Google account. With today's video, we're not going to talk about creating a channel. We're going to presume you've already done that. If you haven't, that will be a later video. So to create a YouTube list, what we're going to do is we're going to find some videos at APCUG. And we go to their channel, and there's some videos there that I want to create a playlist. And I'm going to do that from my own videos. So I am going to do a search, and I'm going to type in my name, at least my first name, and press enter. And it's going to find all of the videos that either I have done or that I'm in or that involve me. We've now established which videos that I'm in, so now we want to create a playlist and then add to it. We're going to come up to the first video. You'll notice there's 3 dots over here. When we click that, we're going to get add to queue, save to watch later, and save to playlist. Well, we don't have a playlist. So what we're going to do, though, we're going to click to save to playlist. And it's going to give me a list of different playlists I already have. And so I am going to create a new playlist. When I click on that, I have to enter a name. We're going to call it APCUG Videos by Hewie. Put my name there. We're going to make it public, and I'm going to create it. It created a playlist and also added that file to the playlist. So that one's already added. So that's our first one. So I click the X, close it. Now I'm going to go to the next video, come up here. I'm going to save to playlist. Watch when I click the button or click the box down on the lower left, it says added to APCUG videos by Hewie Poplock. I can undo it, but it's there. So I close that. So I move up the list here. Here's the next one that I want to add. Save to playlist. We'll add it. You'll see down here where it says it was added. We close. We want to go to the next one. Save to playlist. It adds it. We close. So we're going to move up now. We've got one here. So we're going to keep doing this for each one that we want to add to the playlist. and save to playlist, add it, go to the next one. We have 2 more to do here. Save to playlist. And 1 more. And save to playlist. So we may have all of the files, we may not. We'll find out in just a moment. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to our channel, and then under playlists, there are the 8 recordings that are in the playlist. So we're going to say view full playlist. And there's our playlist with all of the files or the videos that we added to it. If we wanted to change the order, we come over here to the left and we drag it and we can move it down. We can take any one we want, grab the bar at the side and move this up so we can put it in any order that we want. You'll notice up here is our playlist. So we're going to copy that, and I'm going to do a Control-C to copy it. Let's open another tab, and I'm going to paste it. Control-V, and I'm going to say Enter, and there's the playlist. So now this address that's up here, I can, as I copied it, so I have it in my clipboard, I can save that, and then I can give that to other people. I can post it on Facebook, I can post it on a website, I can send it in an email and say, here is my playlist of all of my videos that are on APCUG's videos channel on YouTube, and anyone can go in and look at all of the videos. They can play them one at a time. They can play them in order. They have the playlist. Okay, it's a month later, and we're checking the APCUG site. And let's say we found another video that we want to add to our playlist. Let's just take one, even though it doesn't have my name on it. We're just going to do it as an example. We'll come down to this one, and let's say we're watching it. And I'm going to just stop it. And let's say we have decided, well, we want to add that to our playlist. We'll come here to where it says Save underneath the video. We'll click on it. Notice it's that same box. I am going to choose the APC Videos by Hewie Poplock. Click on it. It has now added it to my playlist, and I'm done. And so if we go back over to our playlist, we refresh it, and we look down at the bottom, there is that video. And if we wanted to, we could move it up and put it in a different position in the playlist. We can delete it. So if we go here, we can add it to the queue. We can save it to watch later. We've already saved it to the playlist. We can remove it from the playlist as well. We can move it to the top, move it to the bottom, and then and you saw how I can move it around. It's that easy. Okay, back to you.
Thank you. So he and I wanted to share some stuff about YouTube. We spent a lot of time on YouTube creating stuff, and the playlist is a very interesting tool that you can use. Also, I wanted to talk a little bit about searching on Google versus searching on YouTube, and the searches are a little bit different in what you can find. So now we're going to come, we had, Bob, just let me do Dewey first, okay? We had a thank you for sending all your questions in. We had a question this week, and I gave it to Dewey, and I said, Dewey, can you help me with this? And of course, Dewey, as he always does, said, I'd be happy to do that. And so he's going to answer the question that we had sent in this week. All right, are you ready to go, Dewey?
Yes, I am ready.
Do you want to share do you need to share your screen or just want to talk? What would you like to
Well,
do?
I'm going to share my screen in just a moment.
Okay.
Last Thursday, I received a text message from Chris Popolik, who is a member of our Silvercom Computer and Technology Club, regarding this. She said, I just had a message come up on my PC that appears to be from Microsoft indicating that my PC has been infected. Can I send you a picture of my PC screen that I took to see if it's something that appears to be legitimate? So I texted her back and I said, yes, please send me the picture. I'd love to see it. And she did. And I'm going to share that with you now. It says to click on share screen. I've never done this before, so we'll find out what happens. Okay. I'm not sure that's.
You should just be able to share it.
Well, gracious, I don't recognize this. Select a window.
Oh yeah, just select full screen. Select the full screen or the whole entire screen there.
Yes, which one? This screen? Okay.
Yeah, just choose screen and say share.
Golly, I'm not. Oh, here's share.
Yeah, there you go. You got
Okay,
it.
there we go. Let's see if I can do this now. I had this all figured before. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is what it looked like. This is what Kristen Popolik sent me. For those of you that can't read all of the print, it says your PC, Windows PC has been infected. By the way, take a look at the unhappy face symbol right above it. This is not something that you will ordinarily have Microsoft send you. Now it says in the smaller print, your computer has warned us that it is infected with a spyware. That's interesting verbiage. And riskware. The following data is at risk. And they have 3 points: Facebook and email correspondence. Second point, credit card, bank account, and document data, as well as other confidential information. And third, files on this computer. And it says, Microsoft strongly recommends to contact technical support. Now, it doesn't say Microsoft technical support. That's an interesting factor. I'll talk about that in a moment. Otherwise, we cannot guarantee that your personal data will not be stolen or otherwise affected by such problems. For more information about this issue and possible fixes, please call, and they have an 888 number. Okay. Well, anyway, just for the heck of it, I called that 888 number and pretended to be a person who had received the warning. And I said, would you please take me to send me to your Microsoft supervisor? And the man had, in a heavy foreign voice, said, I cannot do that, sir. Why can't you do that? Well, really, we aren't connected with Microsoft. And I said, oh, really? Well, and I said, you know something? I'm on to you. I know you're a scam. Goodbye, crook. And so I hung up. But anyway, that's the story on what Kristen saw. So message here is that you need to be very wary of screens like this. Basically, you should be very suspicious on anything that comes up on your computer or on your smartphone. Don't be trustworthy or try not to be gullible like many people are, but just don't trust anyone unless you know for sure what the source is and if it's proper to click on it. Don't click on accepting anything unless you're 100% sure of the source. Now, also, there have been smartphone scams. My good friend Mike Sell, who lives just a few blocks from me, last week asked me to come over, asked me to help him with his smartphone because he couldn't, his home screen on his Android, well, it's an Android Samsung 9, things were moved around and he couldn't access Google search or anything. Well, it turns out he had sort of a browser replacement, and I tried to work with it, and I as much as I know, and I know a fair amount about smartphones, I couldn't solve the problem. So I said, you better go to a Verizon store. He did. They did take care of him. It took them a while, and the fellow told Mike, this is about the sixth one of this very same infection. And now, one important thing that I believe, and I think even Avast Bob or our security Bob would agree, that unless you click on something or accept something, you're probably not going to get hurt. Almost any infection or bad things that happen caused by you clicking on something or calling a number and letting them share your screen or things like this. So be very, very wary about such things. Another thing here, I have to say, the way Microsoft Windows Scam works is that sometimes callers, I've been getting a lot of phone calls, and I'm sure many of you have, get a phone call, usually from an unknown or spoofed number, but not always. Sometimes your caller ID will even display a city and a state. Once you answer the call, the person will tell you that they're calling from Microsoft. Again, Microsoft doesn't call you. Microsoft simply doesn't call you. They might, if they ever send you a legitimate notice, it will have to probably be something to do with licensing and so forth. So another thing, some victims report that they were already using Windows 10 when they got a call from claiming they claimed the call was from Windows, and that they needed to upgrade. Never allow a stranger remote access to have access to your computer. If you have a genuine tech problem, get help from a reputable company or individual. And of course, Avast Bob can speak much further on this if you would like to at some future time with the fine products that sponsor him, Avast's free antivirus and also Avast mobile security. And this pretty much finishes it from my standpoint. So
thanks, Dewey.
Can you unshare my screen?
No, you have to unshare it. It's at the bottom there. Just click on unshare.
Okay. Oh, I see what I have.
Just click the unshare.
And,
It'll say at the bottom of your screen there's an unshare.
It's on the top.
At the top, it'll be red.
Oh, it's on the top?
Oh, red. Stop share. Thank you.
Did you pay? Did Bob pay you for that?
No, I've known Bob for years. Good guy.
All right. Okay. Bob, did you have, sorry, you had a comment. I had to interrupt you. Did you have something to say?
Yeah, on your search, there's one other way to find tech for seniors. If the search, let me make it easy. Come on.
You put my name in by Tech for Seniors?
Yes, if your search just goes through as tech for seniors, you're not going to find it, like you said, because it's not ranked high enough. You eventually find it after you go through 400,000 different searches. But if you follow that tech for seniors with a comma and immediately Ron Brown or Hewie Poplock, it will then, when you select that search, oh my goodness, look at that. Okay.
I'll be darned.
Hey, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, that's cool, Bob. Yeah, that's great. I didn't
That's
know
worth
that.
coming to the meeting.
Yeah, I learned something today. Didn't we all learn something? And you know what? That is a wrap up for the meeting. It's a 10:57. We're just about finished. We probably have time for one question. Anyone have a question for us, or?
Just a comment on Dewey's little presentation there. I would advise not calling any kind of number, because you could get charges for toll calls on those numbers at a fairly high rate. It's just best to ignore that whole shebang.
When you look at scams for seniors, which I just did a movie on, the biggest amount of money, and if you look at scams for seniors, are computer technology scams. That's where the biggest amount of money is being made right now. You know, there's lots of identity theft and stuff like that, but the computer scams are the ones that are making the most money.
Seniors are gullible, and when they have a problem with their computer right off the bat, if something message comes up with "we'll help you fix it," lots of them fall for it. That's why so much money is made off seniors.
Yeah.
We're too trustworthy.
So one of the goals today was to make sure, I know that a lot of you are YouTube people and you do a lot of YouTube work like Hewie and I, but there may be some of you who just don't do much on YouTube. So please enjoy it. I've showed you how. I'm going to put the video I made will be in how to find the episodes will be in the list on the playlist that I've made. So it'll always be there for you. And Hewie's will be in the show notes. And so, you know, it's just really important that you have some fun, because there's so much information on YouTube.
You'll also find lots and lots of YouTubes produced that I create. I do lots of tutorials.
Yeah, Bob's got
Yeah,
lots
and there are links to all of those on hewie.net in my blog. I created a page that has a list of Bob's the link to get to Bob's stuff, Ron's stuff, my stuff, and APCUG's stuff. So please take a look at it, hewie.net. You'll see the blog on the front page, and just take a look at it. And the links are there for the playlists and so on.
And I had some great news yesterday. Chris Gould from Geeks on Tour has agreed to be a guest speaker on our show. So she's going to be in the next couple of weeks. We're going to finalize that, and so we'll be having another guest speaker. So and that'll be lots of fun. I want to thank Hewie. Hewie, are you going to be around next week?
I hope to be.
Will you have your new computer up and running? Can you show us
Oh,
that?
no, I don't think it'll be up and running by then.
Okay. Listen, thanks a lot. Bob, thanks again, eh?
Anytime.
Thanks
See you
again,
next week.
And
Thank you.
And Dewey, thanks for your help as well. Hey, it's a wrap. We're going to see you again next week at 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, and head over to Apple now and watch the new Apple products being released. We'll see everyone next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone, Oklahoma City.